Hi, welcome to Get Personal with Finance. If you want to start investing in the stock market, here are the two things that you must know. So as a practicing financial professional since 2005, and actually I started investing in the stock market since I was 17, with my sister opening up an account under her name for me to trade. And long story short, let's just say I paid a very expensive $10,000 tuition to learn not to be foolish and that I wasn't as smart as I thought I was. If you want to be invested in the stock market, you have to know these two things. Number one is that you need to make sure that your emotions are in check, right? So if you really want to be in the stock market, I truly believe there's better use of your time and money investing in yourself and your personal development in the 4 years you're in college than it is to try to lose your money or try to experiment with the stock market, okay? So, but to go back is number one is that you got to be very good with your emotions. That means if you're not a disciplined person and you're not a patient person, you're not someone who doesn't let your emotions get the best of you in the sense that when was the last time you were like overly excited and the last time you were overly upset about something? Were you making smart decisions? And how did you handle yourself? That's a better question. How did you handle yourself in those two situations? Was it like was that really good? Are you, are you very, like you have a process that you follow through or you just kind of just act out of your emotions, right? So really ask yourself that question and reflect on that, because if you're someone who's impulsive and you're only thinking short term and not long term, or you're easily distracted, or you have a lot on your plate being a student with balancing personal responsibility, academic responsibility, work responsibility. Let's say you volunteer as well too, or and all of these things, and then you're going to add trying to invest in the stock market. Yeah, it's not good. So again, Warren Buffett said it best is that the stock market is a mechanism that transfers the money from the inpatient to the patient. Another example of that is from someone who's not prepared or ill-prepared to someone who's prepared. It transfers money from someone who has a plan to someone who doesn't have a plan. It will transfer to someone who does have a plan. It will transfer money from someone who doesn't have the technical knowledge, the experience, to someone who has the technical knowledge and experience, and the list goes on. So you get my point. So I want to also make sure you're clear coming in to also discourage you, but also encourage you to learn. If you are, just know what you're getting yourself into, right? So the first thing, again, it's really simple. And the other thing too, to add to that is that you may want to start with a very small account. Try with $100, right? And kind of see before you really scale up. So that's also great advice that I want to share with you, is that if you're going to really start, start small and then scale up, right? So slowly, but make sure even before you do that, again, make sure your finances are in order, right? Like you use one of our tools where you've done the money flow worksheet and you know how your finances are organized, have a good understanding of your cash flow. Like do that first, right? So I guess that's a prerequisite. So beyond just understanding the emotional aspect, right? And making sure your emotions are solid coming in and you have a good understanding of your expectations. The second thing is that you gotta have a plan. So nobody invests without an end goal. It's like getting into your car without not knowing where the destination is going to be, right? And if you have multiple different cars, you're going off-roading, then you want to take a car that is built for off-roading, right? Kind of the same idea. So you have to plan beforehand. Let's say you're a sailboat, right? And you're powered by the wind, but you have no direction. Any wind is not going to help you, right? So, and the stock market is very expensive for you to learn as you go, because there are so many opportunities as well as challenges. So yeah, so it can take up a lot of your emotions and time and your brain power, right? Where you can use that for your schooling, your career, developing additional skills, etc. So those are two things that are really, really important that you must know. So here's the other part, as part of that as a bonus, is that if you do want to invest, this is my perspective, right? Not giving you advice, I just want to share with you what works. Is that instead of investing in individual stocks in the stock market, buy the index. So it gives you a way for you to have broad diversification. So as the stock market goes up, you go up. As it goes down, you go down as well too. But it's a lot more level and it's less, extremes up and down. Because you have broad diversification. So you're investing in multiple companies. So let's say you're buying a company that makes widgets, and then you're buying a company that services widgets And then you're buying also as part of the broad market, you're also buying the companies that make the materials for those widgets, right? Like, so it's kind of like every aspect of the market. So that's the best way to do that, is buy an index fund, right? The S&P 500 is the best fund for you to buy, or for anybody to buy if they want that broad diversification. And again, Warren Buffett even endorses it to say, hey, if you're going to invest in the market, just buy the index. Don't be picking stocks, etc. Let the market do what the market does, and just consistently invest. Do it on a weekly basis, bi-weekly basis, or monthly, and make a commitment. So as the index goes up or the market goes up, you buy less. As it goes down, you buy more. But over time, it does what? It's on an uptrend. So then overall, you're buying at a better average price, and you're able to participate in the market as it grows, right? Our market has to expand because, look, increase in population, more demand, companies grow. The ones that die off, they die out, but the big companies continue to grow, so you want to participate in that. Same thing with inflation. If you're not growing your money, like for example, a gallon of gas is $4, now it's $5, but your savings account is still at $4 and it's not growing at all. So you see you're losing your buying power. So it's really important to allocate some of your money towards the market so it can grow. If it doesn't, then you're losing its purchasing power. So really, really important. So in recap, so if you want to know the secret, the main point for you to be successful, I guess I'll put that in quotes, in the stock market, is that, again, just two main things that's very simple, and as long as I practice, is how great are you when it comes to your emotions, and what plans do you have? If you can clearly communicate those two things to me, I can give you a really good idea. If your level of success that you're going to have in the stock market based on my experience and my perspective, of course. So yeah, so keep those two things in the back of your mind as you wonder, I want to be in the stock market because right now there's great opportunity because stocks are down, etc. Again, it's good to start, but nobody is that smart to pick the correct stocks all the time, but you don't have to because you can buy the index, right? So, and especially when you're younger, you do not want to be chasing stocks and doing all these things where channel that energy, that youthfulness towards building your practice, doing your skill set, your knowledge, your experience, and then just invest passively versus trying to do all of those things, right? To set yourself up for success, as well as trying to chase stocks and try creative things in the stock market, right? It's just not the way to go. Because again, of those two main points that I talk about, right? So your emotions and your plan. And those things have to be ultra clear. Yeah, so something for you to consider, and so you can weigh your perspective as far as how much time and money do you want to put towards the stock market as opposed to investing in yourself and your future. Got it? So anyways, with that, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please join our growing learning community where I can interact with you. You can post questions and see what other students are talking about, as well as you can sign up and attend a live workshop as well too, all free at Cal State Fullerton. So with that, please like, subscribe, and I can't wait to see you in the next video.